Do you struggle with your service motion? Do you have some like really crazy service motion that people tell you like you should get that checked out? Well, if you do, I'm here to help, because in this video I'm going to show you an easy way to learn how to have a smooth and fluid service motion, because that's so important. The smoother your service motion is going to be, the better your service is going to be. So make sure you stay tuned so I can help you out. So like I was saying, do you have trouble with your service motion? Is it like jerky and you can't figure it out? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you a simple way to train yourself to have a better service motion. So what is that way? Well, we don't need this. What we need is this. So the easiest way to train your service motion is just by learning how to throw. Now, why is this important? You know, a lot of times, or maybe you've heard it before, throwing. Well, the throwing mechanics are the exact same as the serve. The only difference is we're going to be throwing up, okay? Many of the major components of the throwing mechanics, like the wind up, you're seeing the coil, you're seeing my left arm being active, and then you see the elbow up and the whip effect of bringing the shoulders around. That's going to be the exact same thing that you need to use in your serve. So what do we need to do? Well, we really need to focus on learning how to throw and then just putting the racket in our hand. Okay, so I'm going to go over some of what I think are the major keys to throwing. Now, let me give you the disclaimer. I am not a baseball coach. I have not, well, I did play baseball, but I wasn't like a pitcher or anything. I pitched for a little bit. That was like minor leagues. But the point is, some major things that I see the comparison between the throwing action and the serving action, I think that will really help you out. So first of all, we want to be relaxed, okay? Because I see a lot of times we're way too stiff, and the stiffer you are, the more your muscles are going to contract, and you're not going to be able to have that nice fluid motion, okay? So what do I think about when I'm throwing? When I'm throwing, I think about having a nice upright chest, and the first move I'm going to make is I'm going to coil and take the ball back so I can throw it, okay? So preference, or not preference, but basically what I don't want to see you do is this, okay? We're taking the ball back nice and low. If you're throwing like this, keep watching this video. But on a serious note, we want to make sure from here, this point, I'm going to turn and take the racket back. Now, two things I'm doing there. I've coiled, okay, my trunk as a source of power, and also I've got the ball ready to throw. My elbow's up. Now, I personally think the reason why your elbow's up is because it'll match your other elbow, okay? Like when you're like flexing position. Well, there's a reason for that. If you look at a person who balances on a tightrope walker, I'm really losing it today, but the way their arms move, they're together. Same thing as our elbow. Now, the reason why this is important is because when this arm moves, guess what? It's going to pull this arm. So if we're here and we're using that left arm, which I'm going to talk about in a second, to actually pull down, guess what? This actually accelerates this arm through the throw, which will be our serve in a little bit. So first thing again, we coiled, we get the racket up or the ball up. We got the elbow up. Next thing you're going to see them do is you're going to see them uncoil their arm. And what you're going to see them do is stretch. Now, what do I mean by stretch? They're stretching their chest muscle by pulling the arm apart. You see them here and they start stretching. This stretching action actually helps pull what? The elbow out of the way, which pulls this into the throw. So don't pay attention to me if I keep confusing throw and serve, because they're the same thing today. Okay, so I'm going to stretch this out and then release. Now, with the release, I like to say there's some lag, okay? Normally don't like saying that word, but there's lag. Not because I just think if you relax, you're gonna have lag. So if I relax, and you're gonna feel how the arm goes back and then it catapults forward. I like to say it's like a whip. Like if you ever get a towel, you can twist it up and you have that action where you whip and you stop it at the end, you see that towel go up and just like crushes somebody in the leg. Well, that's exactly what we want. We want that same whipping action here. Now, I'm going to go through it all together. Is that we want to turn and coil, release, boom. Now you're saying, okay, how does this relate to a serve? Well, look at this here, boom, and how I throw, and I'm going to get my racket, and if we take that exact same motion, boom, and how I throw. A lot smoother. Now, obviously we're not throwing that direction, we're throwing up. So we're going to go boom and out. So if you're having trouble with that smoothness, this is what you want to start working on. Having where, again, turn racket up and throw. Okay? Now, I'm just going over the mechanics, not going super deep into actually how to serve, but But if you're working on that motion, this is the way to do it. You're gonna get a lot more power and your motion is gonna be a lot more fluid. So I hope this was useful, a little fun in the meantime, but make sure you leave me a comment or any questions you might have, and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel at totaltennisdomination.com, or that's my website, but subscribe to my YouTube channel at Total Tennis Domination. This is Kevin Garlington, and go out and play tough.